Good morning,
Okay.
sir.
Good morning. So, in the last class, we have seen about the quadratic expression. So, in this quadratic expression, we have seen what is the maximum or minimum value of the expression, when and at what value of the x it gives the maximum or minimum. Okay. So, in that particular concept, if ax square plus bx plus c is the quadratic expression. This is the quadratic expression. For this particular expression, if a is positive, coefficient of x square is the positive, then that expression will have minimum value, and this minimum value is
b square minus
4ac minus b square upon
4ac
4a.
minus b square upon 4a.
4ac minus b square upon 4a. This is available when x is equal to minus b by 2a. Okay. And if you analyze this through the graph, so through the graph, if you analyze it, when a is positive, if you draw the graph of this expression, that graph you'll call it as a parabolic graph. So if a is positive, there is a three possibilities will be there for that particular graph. One possibility is that it may intersect the x-axis at the two different points, and it may have the negative value as its minimum value. So the minimum value may be towards the negative side. That is, the below the x-axis might be there. So always remember that when its minimum value is the negative, and the minimum value is the negative, that minimum value is 4ac minus b square by 4a. Then that expression will have two different real roots. That expression or that equation will have two different real roots. This is the point, first point you have to remember, right? Okay. Similarly, that graph may touch on the x-axis. The graph may touch on the x-axis, means if it touches on the x-axis means, so its minimum value is equal to 0. Means 4ac minus b square is equal by 4a. This is the minimum value that is equal to 0. Okay. The minimum value is 0, then it will have only one real root. Only one real root will be there. Means here the roots are equal, we can call it as. Okay. Suppose if the graph completely lies above the x-axis, its coefficient of x square is the positive, coefficient of x square is the positive, and this expression, if I take this y, is also positive, x square plus bx plus c also positive, means the entire graph lies above the x-axis, means it is not going to meet anywhere on the x-axis, means it doesn't have any real root, means the minimum value of that expression is positive. So the minimum value of that expression, if it is the positive, then it doesn't have any real root. No real root will be there. In certain cases, that expression, that is ax square plus bx plus c, is positive for all x is equal to r. For all the values of the x, that expression is positive, and coefficient of x square also positive, then the condition is that b square minus 4ac is negative, because it doesn't have any real root. It doesn't have any real root, means the roots are complex. When the roots are complex, this is the condition. Understood that? So this is very, very important
Yes,
condition.
sir.
When the expression, that is ax square plus bx plus c is positive, and coefficient of x square also positive, if these two have the same sign, then for all x belongs to r, for all the values of the x, it does not have any real root, means the roots are complex. That means the condition is b square minus 4ac is less than 0. This is the point you have to understand. So these are the three positions we have to remember for this minimum value. Second case, suppose if a is less than 0, coefficient of x square has the negative sign, then that expression will have maximum value. What is that maximum value?
C minus b square by 4.
Minus b square upon 4a.
Minus b square by 4a. and that is also available at x is equal to minus
Is
b by
minus
minus
b
b
by
upon
2a.
2a.
2a. So the formulas are same, right? Now, if you represent this graphically, here if quotient of x square is negative, here also the three positions might be there because it has to reach the maximum value. That's why the graph might be like this. It is a downward parabola, we'll call it as, and it is upward parabola, we will call it as. So one way is that graph may intersect the x-axis at the two different points, that is alpha and beta. Means in certain cases we can say that equation will have the two different real roots. We face the two different real roots, then its maximum value should be positive. 4ac minus b square by 4a should be positive, it should like be above the x-axis. Understand? The second position is that it may touch on the x-axis. It may touch on the x-axis. If you touch on the x-axis, that means it's a maximum value how much? 0. When it's a maximum
0.
value is 0, then it is going to meet on the x-axis at only one point. In certain cases, you will say that the roots are equal. The roots are equal. Understand? Then the third case, suppose if the graph completely lies below the x-axis. The graph completely lies below the x-axis, means in certain cases the maximum value if it has a negative. Yes, this is a negative sign, no? 4ac minus b square
Yes.
by 4a. If the maximum value has a negative sign, the entire graph lies below the x-axis. If it lies below the x-axis means if it is that y is equal to x square plus bx plus c. This y is negative means ax square plus bx plus c is negative. Ax square plus bx plus c, that expression is negative and x square coefficient is also negative, then the entire graph lies below the x-axis. If it lies below the x-axis means it is not going to meet on the x-axis. Means it is not going to meet on the x-axis means it doesn't have any real root. So it doesn't have any real root means the roots are complex, means 4ac minus b square minus 4ac is negative. Okay, these two are important points, you have to remember that. So if you observe this, if x square plus bx plus c is positive, coefficient of x square also positive, and x square plus bx plus c is negative, coefficient of x square also negative. Means from this you can understand that expression and the coefficient of x square have the same sign. Remember that. If these two have the same sign, for all x belongs to R, the roots are complex. That means it does not have any real root in both the cases. This is very important point you have to remember. Means if x square plus bx plus c and a has the same sign, means both might be the positive or both might be the negative, then that expression or that equation does not have any real roots, means the roots are complex. Understand? The same statement you have to remember in another way also. Suppose a square plus bx plus c and a has the same sign and the roots are complex, then that is true for all the values of the x. Always it is true. That's why x belongs to R. That's the point you have to remember, right? When the roots are complex, x square plus bx plus c and a have the same sign, then x belongs to R. That means for all the values of the x, that is true. Okay? Or the same you can also remember like that. If the roots are complex, for all x belongs to R, ax square plus bx plus c and a will have the same sign. These are the 3 points you have to remember. Understand? So when the x square plus bx plus c, that is expression, and coefficient of x square has the same sign, for all x belongs to R, the roots are complex. Okay, this is straight way. Or when the roots are complex, for all x belongs to R, ax square plus bx plus c and a will have the same sign. Or when the roots are complex, when ax square plus bx plus c and a have the same sign, that is true for all x belongs to R. For all the real values of x, that is true. Like that, the statement you have to remember. Understand? So take this graph, then you can better easily can understand that. Take that one.
Completed, sir.
Okay. So these are the four formulas which are very, very important formulas, because in most of the cases we are going to use these formulas for solving the inequations. Okay. For solving the inequations, the point is that whatever the quadratic expression or equation is given or inequation is given, first to divide that inequation into the factors. So then x minus alpha and x minus beta if are the factors. This product is positive. Then x lies in between the roots. Whatever the roots are that is, for the inequation, x is going to lie in between the roots. That is x belongs to alpha comma beta. Equal to is there, we have to take the close bracket. The product has a positive sign. X does not lie between the roots. X is smaller than smaller root or bigger than bigger root. Okay. So minus infinity to the alpha or beta to infinity we have to take it. Whenever equal to is not there, always you have to take the open bracket. Suppose equal to is there, here we have to take the close bracket, because in certain cases you can take alpha and beta also we can consider. So this is, you can also write like this, or this is, you can also write like that. X value I have to take either smaller than alpha, means x is less than or equal to alpha, or x is greater than or equal to beta. Like that also we can write the same interval. Okay. And here x is less than alpha or x is greater than beta. Like that also we can express this interval. Okay. And this interval I can also write that alpha less than x less than beta. Means alpha going to lie in between, x is going to lie in between alpha and beta. This interval we can also write like this. Okay. Or this interval we can also write as alpha less than or equal to x less than or equal to beta. So वैसे भी लिख सकते हैं. Okay. So these are the notations or the formulas we are going to use it for solving any inequations. Okay. So for solving some inequations, here some points also we have to remember. That is, some points also we have to remember for solving any inequation. Suppose if I take 2 and 4, which is the bigger one? 2 4 से कौन सा वाला बड़ा?
4.
2 is less than 4 na? Suppose if it is the reciprocal 1 by 2 and 1 by 4, which is bigger one?
1 by 2.
1 by 2 is bigger.
1 by 2.
1 by 2 is bigger, right? Means whenever there is an inequation is there, if you take the reciprocal of the values, that inequation gets reversed. This is the first point you have to remember, right? If you take the reciprocal of the values, we have to reverse the inequation. If less than is there, greater than you have to write it. Greater than is there, you have to take the less than. Understand? That is the first point you have to remember. Similarly, 2 is less than 4. If I multiply by the minus sign, minus 2 and minus 4, which is bigger one?
Minus 2.
Minus 2.
Minus 2.
Minus 2.
Even though if there is an inequation, if I multiply by minus sign on both the sides, then also the inequation gets reversed. Understand? This is the point you have to understand. Similarly, 1 by 2 greater than 1 by 4, no? 1 by 2 is greater than 1 by 4.
Yes.
Suppose if I do the cross multiplication, 4 into 1, that is 4.
4.
Is greater than 2 into 1, that is 2. This is correct only now?
Yes.
That is correct. Okay. Similarly, suppose this is, I can also write like that, minus 1 upon minus 2 is greater than 1 by 4. This is also correct now?
Yes.
Minus 1 upon minus 2 is also 1 by 2, right? Suppose if you do the cross multiplication here, 4 into minus 1, minus 4. Minus 2 into 1,
minus 4,
minus 2. Which is bigger one?
minus 2,
Minus 2.
Minus 2
minus
means here inequation change हो गया ना? मतलब
Yes.
Yes.
whenever you have some fraction, if you do the cross multiplication, sometimes that inequation is not changing, sometimes that inequation is changing. मतलब क्या है? If you both the terms are there positive sign, if both are there in the positive sign, even though if you do the cross multiplication, that inequation does not change. Okay. Suppose if you have one negative and one positive, if you do the cross multiplication, that inequation gets reversed. Understand? Suppose if you have this function like that, f of x by g of x is less than h of x by k of x. Suppose if the inequation is there like that. Okay. Suppose clearly if you know that this g of x and h k of x both are positive, then directly we can do the cross multiplication without changing this inequation. Suppose if you know that these both are the negative sign, both have the negative sign, then also we can do the cross multiplication, but we have to change the inequation. Less than become greater than, right? Suppose ये दोनों का साइन आपको नहीं पता है, एक g of x और kx का साइन आपको नहीं पता है, क्या करना? Just keep quiet, don't do anything. Then don't do the cross multiplication. Then क्या करना? Bring this RHS side to the LHS side, then take the LCM. LCM निकाल के simplify करो. Okay, don't do the cross multiplication whenever there is an inequation are there. So with unknown sign in the denominator, if you have the unknown sign, don't do the cross multiplication. Understand? This is the point we have to remember. Okay. Similarly, suppose if any inequation is of this format, f of x by g of x is greater than or less than or equal to 0, this is the inequation is there. How do you solve this inequation? For solving that, clearly if you know that the g of x is positive, send other side. No problem, that inequation does not change. So if g of x is positive, clearly if you know it, we can send the denominator other side even though that inequation does not change. Suppose if the g of x has a negative sign, whenever we send the negative sign other side, this inequation gets reversed. Okay, this inequation gets reversed if we send the negative value other side, right? But suppose if I don't know the sign of the g of x, then what we will do is f of x upon g of x is there, then multiply and divided by g of x. Multiply and divided by g of x. Okay. Then if I do so, f of x into g of x upon g of x whole square we are getting in the denominator. G of x whole square we are getting in the denominator. Whole square means this is always positive. So that's why now we can send this other side, that inequation not going to change. That's why f of x into g of x greater than or equal to 0 we can take it, right? Means whenever f of x upon g of x is there in the inequation, multiply and divided by the denominator, then automatically the denominator becomes a positive, send that other side. Then inequation does not change. Okay, so this is also equivalent to f of x into g of x greater than or equal to 0. So like that we have to consider all the points, then we have to solve the inequation. Understand? Okay. So these are the concepts on the inequations. Should remember all these formulas and the concept, and carefully we have to solve these inequations. Okay. Now we will solve some problems based on the concept of the quadratic expressions, equations and inequations. Once open your material. That over time almost.
Yes, time.
हमने लास्ट क्लास में कहा था किया था
Question number 14.